Hey Jason, what's up?
What up, homie? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay, thanks. It's good to starting of a week and trying to get ready for that.
Let's go. Wondering, can I go hang out with you at your shop?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, bet.
My
Okay.
doors are always open to you.
Fire. Okay, yeah. I'll pull up in a few. I'll catch you soon.
All right.
Bye. For most of the wellness checks that I've been doing, I always tell people that, do you know what a wellness check is?
Will you define your
It's when the police, when
like
you tell the police you have a friend that is
right.
having a crisis and you just want to check up on them. But I always feel like police, and we know this through data and research, that police aren't clinically trained to really like make sure somebody's
Sure.
okay. And I want to change that word and the connotation to it, or that phrase, and turn it into a wellness check of friends checking up on each other.
Uh-huh.
And really just wanting to know how they are, how they're doing, how's life. And within that, gems of knowledge always transpire. And then I
Uh,
learn something new. I
right.
learn a story from you. And I think it's a part of like a beautiful history that, we should document and we should know your story. We should know this conversation. We should have this conversation. And it probably trickle and ripple to other people wanting to have this conversation.
There is I don't know the ins and outs of it. I encountered it recently. There is it's something like called like a 90/90 or something, where actually the county comes and does a wellness check
Oh, wow.
based on so they'll come in and interview the person,
Yeah.
and if they're deemed to be like really in danger to themselves, they will get an ambulance to take them to a hospital.
Oh, wow.
They typically don't involve the police unless it's something that when it's the county. I don't know, like if you do if there's a mechanism to do a wellness check with the police,
Yeah.
what that is, but like with the county, there's actually a whole department that comes in. And not whole department doesn't show up, but yeah. But
Yeah.
this literally, I mean, literally had an experience with this like 2 or 3 months ago.
Whoa. What was that experience, if you don't mind me asking?
A friend slash acquaintance. I mean, not a super close friend, but she was one of the artists whose work we've shown here, and she's kind of a friend of another artist who helps us with our shows and stuff. And so she's kind of become a fixture in terms of coming to shows and coming to the shop and stuff.
Yeah.
And she had been like texting me with like kind of crazy information, like I don't know if it's real or not real, but it's kind of like, okay, that sounds really a little far.
Far out. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I didn't really think twice about it. And then she showed up here and was just like, basically, like just rambling and talking to herself. And I had
Yeah.
customers here, and they were like sat in these two different chairs, and she sat in between them, and she was just like laughing to herself hysterically and
Whoa.
talking to herself and stuff. And so I called my friend, and I'm like,
Yeah. What can I do?
what do you think? And she's like, well, I thought she said it was something like a 90/90 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And so she said, I'll call for you. And, the customers left and stuff, but she stayed and was just like getting really crazy, like
Yeah.
just doing crazy stuff,
So interesting.
like,
Yeah. What do you do to kind of keep yourself level-headed when you're under stress and under moments of pressure? I feel like we all have these moments of pressure, and especially now, 2025.
nonstop.
It's been a nonstop
It's nonstop.
barrage of punches, and I don't have my mouth guard on.
It is nonstop. I mean, it's just like, just when you think something has kind of gotten resolved. I mean, and like the fires, for example, now it's been 6 months,
Yeah.
right? And we're going like, well, we don't see that every day. And there's obviously people who are still affected by it, who still don't have homes, who are just getting started on this whole process of,
Yeah.
getting their houses back, or even being able to go back in their houses, you know,
Yeah.
any kind of smoke remediation has been done or damage control, and what that's got to be like. And so, but you know, from the point of view of like physically, you know, I didn't have, you know, my house didn't burn down.
Yeah.
I had a tree fall down in my yard, but
You are in the Altadena area?
no, I was in Santa Monica. And,
Okay.
we live about, it was about 2 miles from the mandatory evacuation
Yeah.
zone.
So you still had to evacuate though?
No, we didn't have to evacuate. We were like looking at the app and just seeing,
Yeah.
we're going to have to evacuate.
Firewatch app.
But right, it was Firewatch. And but what was crazy is we're listening to all this information and they're going, the fire is moving at 2 miles a minute. So literally, if the wind changed, we're within
Yeah.
we're within a minute of the fire being there.
Yeah. Engulfed.
You know, and so it never felt like threatening. But when you read that kind of information, it's like, oh shit, it's scary. And I'm with my kids.
Yeah.
And they're freaked out.
Yeah.
And we ended up just self-evacuating.
Yeah.
We came and spent the night here,
Love it.
actually.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, but
I had friends evacuate as well, and they stayed at my place.
oh right.
Like it was a girl, 2 girls and 1 guy, and the guy had like a pet lizard. And like I was on my couch and I just felt something wiggling and I'm like, what is this? It's like, it's a bearded dragon, don't worry. It had puka shells on it, like had pearls and puka shell necklace. I was like, okay, trendy looking.
That's crazy.
Look at bearded dragon, but the guy was a fashion designer, so I was like, it fits kind of fits his thing. So to go back to the question I asked, how do you keep yourself level-headed? Like, what do you do? Do you exercise? Do you hang out with friends? Do you jam out on music? Because I know you're very prolific in many things.
Yeah.
It's like, where do you find the time to really hold yourself accountable within your mind?
I mean, I think I have to make the time. I do. I'm not the most efficient when there isn't like a task,
Yeah.
right? So it gets easy to be drawn off. But you know, I am lucky in the sense that I play in 2 bands, so that is a great pressure relief valve. You know, it just it takes my mind off of it, of the stress, because I am heavily under stress.
Yeah.
With this, you know, with the protests are like right up and down this street.
Nonstop.
You know, I mean, it's chill mostly during the day. You know, it has been since a couple weeks or whatever, it was 10 days ago. But literally, I mean, I had stuff scheduled during curfew, and it was like very stressful. Like, am I going to get stopped and checked? You know, and so, you know, bringing people into the space after curfew, you know, because we had this video shoot that was planned and they couldn't reschedule it, and so it was like, you know, it was stressful, and it was, you know, and I made everybody come before 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But a couple of people couldn't, so it was like, well, how do I get them in? You know, and are they blocking off the entrances? Because when the curfew was on before, I would be driving on the freeway, and I see like cops have blocked all the
blocking the exits. Yep.
So it's like, can you even get into downtown during the curfew? The information wasn't really very clear about that.
And I don't think the information ever benefits us either. I remember during one of the unlawful assemblies that they did, I was with a photojournalist from Wall Street Journal. I had like an article written for me, and she was telling me like, hey, texting me just, hey, I'm just letting you know, they're gonna send out a curfew at 8, but we got the news 2 hours early, and it was 6, and then they did the curfew at 8:05.
Right.
Like they did an alert on our phones, and I was like, oh, they're really like trying to play with people.
Oh.
And like trying to arrest them and trying to like evoke like hysteria. They could have told us 2 hours ago.
Totally.
But only the news broadcasters knew.
Yeah. No,
And
they totally.
lucky enough, I knew, and I posted it on social media. I was like, hey, everyone, peace of mind. There is going to be a curfew. The first curfew for a whole week.
Yeah.
Be vigilant.
Yeah.
They want to capture you. They want to hurt you.
It was crazy because, I mean, there were a lot of, you know, just written reports about, you know, they forced us into, you know, this is protesters, you know, they forced us into a corner, they blocked all the exits and made us wait there. This is like an hour and a half or 2 hours before curfew. And they wouldn't let us leave. And then at curfew, they started trying to arrest us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, that's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
I mean, that's one thing, you know, to like give people the right to protest, then let them do that, and then
Yeah.
be fair about it. And these people
Yeah.
aren't generally, they're not the ones who are causing the problems.
Yeah.
They're
not.
the people who are looting and all that stuff. Those are opportunists.
That's premeditated.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They know
They want this to be
absolutely.
the veil so that they can come in and just
Yeah,
attack.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know that there are a lot of people angry, but like, they come in angry, you make them angrier. So like, the handling of a lot. I mean, and I understand it's difficult when you're, 500 cops, and there's 10,000 people.
Yeah.
That can be pretty scary. And
It can be pretty scary.
But at the same time, it's just like you can release some of the pressure off of it by not doing stuff like that.
Exactly.
So
Now that you have this shop, do you have the gears running in this shop? Is it like a full-fledged machine?
like about 10 months now.
Yeah. Are you really comfortable in the shop? Are you happy that you built it out the way you saw it? Because I remember your last one, and it was like this crazy just basement of just like art and just art and friends. Like it just felt so good. And this shop is a reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean,
I feel it.
I tried to do the best I could with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's also for me a big release. Like I get to work with a lot of like-minded people, who are creative and crazy and just they have lots of ideas. And so sometimes it's just you can let these ideas take hold and elevate yourself to another place.
Yeah.
Outside of that. So a lot of times I mean, I don't want to say I live outside of reality, because reality is what's stressing, obviously.
Yeah.
The reality of like financial realities,
Yeah.
the political realities.
We have to be a little delusional to really like maintain our.
It helps to be able to just, maybe it's a form of denial. I might be really good at that.
Same.
But it's not saying these things don't exist. It's just being able to like shut them out for a period of time.
Yeah.
And then, when it's right, you go back to it, and deal with it.
When you first started your business, I'm saying correct, right? Kaufman?
P.S. Kaufman? Yeah.
Yeah. So when you first started the brand, was it just shoes, or what was it?
Mostly shoes. I mean, I had actually spent a lot of time doing a bunch of belts and bags as well.
Leather work?
Yeah.
Mainly?
Yeah. Because it made sense, and I was working with a really great small factory that was doing my designs. So, and I was spending a lot of time in Mexico, so it made sense, and I had a lot of materials that were being made into shoes, but I couldn't use all of them because sometimes there's these big minimums that are, of materials. So I have to buy like certain amount of materials, and then
A minimum.
yeah,
You can take the call. It's all good.
no, that's spam. So most calls I get are spam.
Same. It's somebody being like, do you want to be on the top of Google? And I'm like, no, I don't. But thank you.
Yeah. But the really great thing about what I do and what I allow myself to do is I get to be exposed to a lot of different artisans.
Yeah.
In not only shoes, but like I said, people who are making my belts and bags. I've gotten to, just by traveling to Mexico a lot, I go to a lot of like markets and stuff just to look for materials and ideas and whatever. And so just I like to follow leads, I get that. And
Where in Mexico generally do you go?
it depends. I mean, I spend a lot of time in the state of Guanajuato.
Yeah. Love Guanajuato.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful places in the world. León is like impressionable.
Yeah.
I love getting lost. and just the pebblestone, like the streets.
It's much more industrial than some of the other like more colonial cities.
Yeah.
Everything that was old about León is not gone, but it's kind of been covered up by the growth of that city.
Yeah.
So, but I love the city of Guanajuato is phenomenal. It's so beautiful.
I have a pair of shoes from Guanajuato.
Yeah.
Boots. They're still my favorites.
Yeah.
Next to yours. You guys
Well, I
have
was
the
gonna
Mount
say,
Rushmore.
Technically, mine are also from there. So
Yeah, there you go.
you got both shoes.
Yeah, I think I have a trend. I think I have a type of shoe.
Yeah. Well, they make unbelievable shoes there.
Yeah.
Really, and one still has to obviously be mindful of where you make them and how
Yeah.
they're made and what they're made of and all those things, because it's really easy to. I mean, it's easy if you to take the easy path, the low-hanging fruit path, where less work, less of all of that, and you get a product that reflects that.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's interesting. I mean, I don't really get stressed out by the design process or creating or even in some cases deadlines unless they're just unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
There is what I love about shoes is that the timelines are really kind of typically very reasonable.
Yeah.
I went to school studying architecture. I went to grad school in architecture, and timelines for a building are just ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
5 years or sometimes longer.
Yeah.
Between permits and everything else. And so shoes incorporate everything that is in architecture and more. And so it's kind of cool because you get this
You blend
really
it.
rich experience
Yeah.
designing, creating
Yeah.
in a package that is like super functional.
Yeah.
You know.
Use what you know.
Pardon?
Like you use what you know. Like you went to school for a certain thing, but you found the similarities in, shoe making, and from there you used your skills to amplify a shoe brand and really go against the grain and be very different. Because when I look at your shoes, I'm just like, whoa, like this is a signature. This is a style. It's not like a shoe. It's a style.
It is style. Well, and I think that if for anybody who's ever looked at my Instagram, I use the hashtag style is subversive
Yeah.
because that's very against the grain of what
Yeah.
is being pushed upon us by large corporations.
Exactly.
Um,
Heavily funded communities, I call them.
it's heavily funded and
Heavily funded.
tax braked.
Yeah. Like Nike does all women's runs, and then they have a super celebrity at mile 15 or 20 just for a full concert.
Oh wow!
And it's I'm like, yo, that's a lot of community that you're putting in multi-million-dollar project.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Well, not multi-million-dollar, but whatever.
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
and that's cool, to a point, but at the end of the day, it's a public corporation,
Yeah.
and they serve their shareholders,
Yeah.
and the shareholders want a return on their money.
They want their profits.
So at the end of the day, they're beholden to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fortunate that I don't have that pressure, but at the same time, I also don't have the finances to do all the things that. I mean, I have no desire to be that big.
Yeah.
Or even remotely that big, but I have the desire to be able to do these amazing things, make products that can change people's perception and affect how resources are used, materials are used and stuff. And
I remember I took your shoes to Sonora to do a music video,
oh, okay.
and I wore those things every day. It was my favorite shoe. Yep, same shoes.
Same shoe.
Same shoe. Such a great shoe.
That worn in
The worn in heel. Yep. It's crazy, getting to know you, because I only thought that you were just like a shoemaker who had a rock band, but you're more than that. You have a family. You care about the community in such a specific way where you invite everyone and anyone, and you I think you find the value in people when sometimes they don't see it. And do people ever come to you and ask for advice or ask for like just to listen to you?
Sometimes, I mean, I have an appointment at 2:00. It's a high school student, who's coming to like just learn more about business because they're kind of interested in it.
Yeah.
They go to my son's school, so I was like, come down and I'm happy to talk to you about it. I mean, it's very funny because my dad used to always say, those that can do and those that can't teach. And so it was always like this thing, oh God. And so I don't know if that made me become a person who wants to take action all the time, but I also do love to teach. And I think it's really important because that's also, in some ways, teaching can be such a subversive act.
Yeah.
And not necessarily in a like, let's tear down this whole thing, but in a way of like, let's ask questions, let's become knowledgeable, let's not always follow the paradigm, let's not always, buy into what we're being sold, so trying to get, just a different perspective of things, and it opens up your mind like ridiculously. And so that part is great. I get a lot of, what I have gotten is a lot of my old brand before this. We were kind of a similar type thing. I mean, I had 2 partners in it, but we had about a 21 or 2 year run, where it was pretty good, and we built in the United States. We were one of the main people building another shoe brand. That is monstrous right now, and so we had a lot of just this. The business was big and had a lot of exposure, and I've had so many previous customers or people who know the brand from
come to you
back in the days, and they're just like, oh my God, you saved my life. I used to come into the store, and it was the only place I felt like a community, and I felt like there were people who understood me. I mean, it was just crazy. Last night, a customer who was here, we were talking, and she ended up buying some shoes, and we were talking, and I showed her. So she said, oh, I had these shoes, and she was like, oh my God, those were Nana, and you were connected to Nana? Holy shit, that's just crazy.
Few degrees of separation.
Yeah. And so like those folks are great. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Just doing anything. Hi.
Oh, you taking off?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Heading back to Oregon, or?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's literally recording right now.
Yeah. It's all right. This is we're recording. This is my friend Jason.
This is a wellness check. Just checking up on my friend.
Is this your bag?
No, I'm changing the connotation of the word. I'm just wanting to say hi. How are you?
Oh, hi. I'm okay.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Hanging out with a friend, getting to know more. I think that's like the new version of wellness check for me.
For sure.
Maybe the person is rare.
Beautiful.
You get shoes.
I know. Now you have some new shoes. Well,
I don't have any shoes.
not new shoes. You have a new bootstrap,
I have your bootstrap.
and you're about to get these guys fixed up.
Ooh.
All right. Quiet on set.
Quiet on set. And I guess to go back from where we were talking about, the shop has changed many times. And like in your mind, do you always try to evolve it, or do you always try to Rubik's Cube it? Like just switch it up and just see something else somewhere here and like somewhere there. Like I see you have like a dyeing area over there. What is that?
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of customizations there.
Yeah.
I mean, really the way that I'm able to be competitive, besides making the best shoes in the world, is to add another element that other people find hard to be able to meet.
Yeah.
So that would be customizing shoes for people. So somebody wants to have a special color to match an outfit. Like I've done that a lot for musicians.
Yeah.
but also, I'm in the process of working with a friend to create this. It's a partnership, really, where we've got these. We're doing these pants, this specific pant, and a matching jacket that also has 2 zippers. These are phenomenal. I love these pants. But we wanted to have some boots that went along with them. So, my friend has a pair that he just adores, and they've gotten completely distressed and beat up because he wears them all the time. And so I was trying to recreate that with all these different colors, and I'm able to do that, through the work and experience that I have, to give them a real distressed look.
Yeah, a full-on experience.
Yeah, so someone
With the shoe.
it's cool because someone can come in. They can. It's basically a bespoke pant.
Yeah.
So they can pick the color zippers they want, the color thread. It's not 100% fitted to their exact dimensions, but it's pretty close. And they can pick the fabric that they want, and then same with the shoes. If they like this color, they can do this color. We're trying to offer a selection, but really, if someone comes and goes like, "Hey, I want this look, but I want it to be in gold,"
Yeah.
I can do that. So
I love it.
it just, like I say, it just gives more flexibility to what I own as inventory as well.
Yeah.
And so it's just more efficient, less waste.
And all the artwork that you have, like, peppered around the space, have you over time collected this, or these gifts, or these?
There's a, it's a real mix of things I've collected. Some of them go back into the 90s, even 80s that I've bought. So I tend to love I love things that are handmade and that reflect a human's hand. And so I'm not looking for perfection in most of what I buy. I'm looking I want to see someone's real expression. And it's, we're humans, so it's very, very rarely perfect.
Yeah.
Which I love.
I don't think anything's ever perfect.
No.
Like,
No.
I always think everything has its subtle mistakes or subtle nuances that the imperfections only highlight somebody's ability to just like work with the issues in hand.
Yeah, well, and I think maintaining wellness is actually interesting, because this notion that we have to be perfect and we have to create perfect things is kind of an unrealistic expectation for ourselves. So being able to, I mean, it can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, but there was a saying that a friend of mine, had talked about, which is, you strive for perfection and accept what you get. And so you always want to do the best that you can, and that's my mindset. I don't want to do a half-assed job, but I don't want to stress about it if I haven't done it correctly.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I work with the factory to make my shoes, because they're going to do a better job of it than I can do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be obsessed with like making, that stitch is a little crooked, but that's what they do all day long, and they're really good at it.
I feel like there's also kind of like a level of like how perfect we want it sometimes as like individual artists, that we don't even want to like submit or drop an item or even publish because we're so overly obsessed with the perfection part of it. Does it resonate with me enough? Is like, how will people feel? And I've gotten into the flow of just let it go. Once you feel it, just drop it.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to.
Because the other part of that is that no one else knows what you're intending.
Exactly.
So
no one cares.
that
They just want the execution.
That product could be, oh God, yeah, that's cool. That weird missed stitch or something. Yeah, how do you know I didn't mean to do that, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that unrealistic expectation stresses people out like crazy. And you see, even when you look on social media, you see these things that look like so perfectly done, and it's like, how do you do that? How can I do that? Why aren't I as successful as this person? And it's all just unfortunately, a lot of that is based on consumerism.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I think that I'm about conscious consumption. You know, something that doesn't create that, you know, the parable of throwing a rock, you know, in a pond, you know, and the waves, the ripples from that grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, and then they affect other things, right? So, like, try to throw smaller pebbles in the pond, you know, so you're not like creating big waves at the very end. You know, there are things that are manageable, there are things that people can wrap their heads around.
Small successes always lead to a bigger picture.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. I truly believe in that.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, I mean, unless you're mega wealthy, it's pretty hard to do things on a huge scale.
Yeah.
Or, you know, or you're, you know, a massive government. So, I mean, and it's all of course relative to what one's goals are, but you know, there's levels of success and there's levels of projects as well.
Yeah.
So,
What are you excited for this year? Aside, like, there's so much going on, but like, are you excited for something this year that is like within your business or even your personal life? Like,
well, I love my new shop. You know, I'm really happy about it, and so I'm excited to be here every day. I'm hoping, you know, things have been very difficult. I'm hoping that they can turn around. So I'm excited to get shoes that I've wanted to get into production, you know, since the pandemic. I'm excited to get those off the ground, and I'm hopeful that they will happen this year or early next year. It's not as long as getting a building built, but getting shoes made can take a year.
yeah.
To get one shoe from conception to, you know, someone's foot.
Did you ever expect yourself to be living this life like the way you do?
Not at all.
And why is that?
I think growing up, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, I suppose, and so that changed as I experienced more things and I saw things in the rest of the world, was able to travel, and again, sort of on that smallness tip, you know, I kind of just, I think that my path has been a bunch of small steps to get to where it is. So it's the great thing is that when you have like a meteoric success, you can have a meteoric fall by growing, you know, slowly and building upon, you know, small successes and learning from your failures. You build more of a strong foundation, and I think that I just intuitively, I suppose, I took that path of you know, building a longer term, more stable foundation of meaningful things rather than just superficial things, you know.
I believe that.
So, I mean, I am a consumer for sure, obviously, you know, but I think it's also really important to support artists and support art, and because that's also a great way to you know, relieve stress as well. You know, to just let the ideas that one has flow as freely as possible. Allow yourself to be yourself, you know, and trust, in particular, really trust your intuition. And so I think that I've been very lucky to have, I've been very lucky to have kind of had that. I don't know how, but I've just always trusted my intuition, you know, and so I didn't really stress out too much about what was, you know, could be, other than like things in life, and you know, that I don't have any control over. So that's also a big thing too, I think, for being able to manage stress, is understanding what you can control and what you can't.
Yeah.
You know, and so by understanding. It's just so funny here.
It's okay.
Every day.
You're good. You're
One of
good.
these days he'll remember.
Yeah, this is a real life documentation, not a fake one.
But I think that, understanding that it's a real key to managing stress, I think is, I forget the exact expression, but, understand what things you can change
Yeah.
and don't worry about what you can't,
Yeah.
right?
I think
'Cause so much
yeah,
in the world that you cannot change.
I think that's a beautiful takeaway. Like through life experience, you realize that there is so much you can't change.
Yeah.
You travel so much, you see places that are so different.
Yeah.
You see the stark differences that the borders create, and that communities can create. And like even like when we mentioned the product of your environment, I don't think I recorded that part, but being the product of your environment is such a big thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And it could be a lifelong thing to get out of like a bad environment,
Yeah.
and it could be so advantageous to live in a good environment.
Well, I think that, as
The
Americans,
privilege of it.
yeah, as Americans, even at all levels, we don't realize the privilege that we do have, and that doesn't excuse a shitty environment for a person, at all. But we
Exactly.
still have a ton of privilege when you think about the rest of the world, and like where there's still places in the world that they don't have anything. Potentially in the middle of bombs dropping or some crazy,
Or the resources
people.
just break all the time,
Yeah.
and that's what they're exposed to.
Yeah.
Broken resources. I think you mentioned like a sofa just breaking, or just like a product breaking because it's
Yeah.
low quality,
Yeah.
and that affects you internally. Always knowing that things will just break.
Well, imagine being born into a war zone.
Yeah.
And just like what the
Like
the
my mother.
trauma of that in
My,
terms of,
my mother's an orphan, a Salvadorian war orphan.
yeah.
Left her country here with not even $1, just a dream,
Right.
with an adopted family and a fake age.
It's crazy.
And to believe that she's now a nurse and she's a property owner and
Right.
like everything that the American dream is meant to stand for, and even now it's trying to be stripped away.
Used to be, yeah. It is a shame. It's
Very interesting times.
it's crazy. I mean, that in and of itself is like such a powerful story, of and the fact that is being stripped away, like literally torn away by just straight up racism.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
very orchestrated.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Paul, like let's end on a high note, on something that I guess I want to ask, and it's, do you know how much you've sacrificed for this? Like do you feel that you've sacrificed a lot? Do you feel like you could sacrifice more? Where do you stand by like the life that you
Sacrificial
live?
level.
Yeah.
What height of stone am I laying upon?
Yeah. I've never asked this question. It's just like it just came to my head because I've sacrificed.
It's interesting. I mean, I know that I do sacrifice, not so much for this business and what I do. I would say, I mean, obviously I put a lot of time into it, but I don't consider that to be a sacrifice. Some of the things that from being in business for myself that have been sacrificial. I was being able to spend time with my kids, so that part has been bad sometimes, because of the responsibility of it, and the responsibility of just providing. Like with my older brands, I had 100 employees. The responsibility of being able to continue to provide for those employees, like make good decisions and try to continue to make it possible for them to have a nice life. That's a huge burden, and not in a bad way, because it was great. I mean, I gave a lot of opportunity to kids who would normally not been able to be hired, like tattooed and pierced and stuff, and they could come get a job. And that was very cool. But, it definitely sacrificed some family time. I would say that's probably more so where there's, I suppose, sacrifice happening. It's just more like I do stuff that doesn't necessarily, that if I had all things being equal, I might, I could be selfish and go like, no, I'm going to do that for myself, but I don't do that. I would rather do something for my kids' future,
Yeah.
Can I sit down?
Yeah. Yeah. I sacrificed a lot of my family time with my parents, which I always have like this, I have this fear, inevitable fear they're going to leave and the last goodbye hopefully will be okay.
There's no choice.
There is no choice.
That's gonna
So
happen.
I try my best to call and to try my best to just be present.
Yeah.
And just a loving thing. I love them so much.
Yeah.
And like, even the family I choose, I love the people that are around me and I try to call them, try to say hello.
Right.
I try to keep in touch. And it's so vital now more than ever. And it's always been.
For sure.
It's always been.
Well, I hate to keep like harping about, our culture of consumerism and quick financial gain and just a treadmill that we all sometimes feel that we're on, to be successful. And
The rat race.
yeah, I mean that's not new. I mean it's been being called a rat race for forever. Yeah, but I think that technology has obviously sped that up a lot, and also given a lot of unrealistic expectations, I think, to people, and also unrealistic entitlements.
Yeah.
So it is, that part about it is unfortunate because again, it's all just to serve our corporate masters.
Yeah.
It's not to serve. It's rarely not only, but it's rarely to serve humanity. And when you can be surrounded with friends who are supporting the humanity of everything, that's really amazing and beautiful and strong.
It is.
But it's hard to maintain those communities because
Extremely.
it's a rat race.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you cultivated a beautiful environment that supports artists alike. And I wonder if there's people that will see this video that feel the same way you feel and would love to just get that inspiration and come and support and just really delve into who you are and what your, I guess like ideologies are and how you live, how you stand, how you stand on business. And even just speaking to you, I want to say I am proud of you, like I want to say it like that, you're an amazing person. Thank you for sitting down and having this conversation with me.
Thank you for coming in and having it. I think it is important, again, in an ideal world, we would be able to pursue more, like more community-based things, not even necessarily limiting it to family, because I think that's great, but I think it's so much broader than just family,
Yeah, it is much broader than just family.
Because it's, we have a quote unquote extended family, just community members who can also, be there to help support us,
Yeah. Well, I think it's the end of this. Thanks again.
Oh, no, thank you. Appreciate it. I look forward to seeing it. Your work is beautiful.